Welcome to Second Listen Saturday on the Parenting Roundabout podcast, where we share some fun moments from a past episode for your weekend listening pleasure. Look for new episodes every Monday through Friday. Today, we're talking about parental roles, because there's nothing we like more than an article about how to parent. This one was from a website called, Bold?
Bold.expert?
Bold.expert, which is what we are. Are
Yes.
we not?
Mm-hmm.
Bold.experts? I keep the dot in there when I say that. But it was based on a book called The Formula, Unlocking the Secrets to Raising Highly Successful Children. Because, as we've talked before, there is one good way to do that. And man, you get the key, and like that, your kids are getting everything they want
It's
in
a
life.
formula. Boom.
It's a formula, all you need is the right formula. And then you are good to go. You don't have to agonize about will they get in the college they want or will you be able to pay for it. They will be successful.
Huh.
You've done it.
Done deal.
So what were some of Catherine, you actually read the article. What were some of the roles that they were talking about? I can think of some roles in my head, and I will share them soon, that I feel I have played, but not so sure that they were part of the formula for highly successful.
Yeah.
So what sort of things were the authors? What are the names of the authors, we should say?
Oh.
I will look that up while you tell me what you got out of the article.
Well, they talked about a couple of their, I think there's 7 or 8 different roles. But a couple of them that they mentioned here are how when kids are pretty little, an important role for parents to play is the early learning partner. So when kids are playing with them and helping them solve problems as part of their play, which, I think that makes sense. I think there's like that sweet spot when kids are really, really little, they don't play with anyone, they just, even if they have other little kids around, it's parallel play and they just do their thing. And then, then there's a time when they are eager for parents to play with them, and parents may be too exhausted to do that.
Oh, yeah.
Or not be into, Candyland or whatever it is that they want to play.
But it teaches colors. You must play. It's a lot of pressure.
Yeah. So they talk about that and how I think, the point is the kid takes the lead, but, the parent, the partnership aspect is the parent sort of nudging them toward solving problems on their own. Another one that they talk about is philosopher. So answering those difficult questions that kids have in a way that supports thinking. So I guess that means keeping things open-ended to the extent possible, and not just being like, well, this the sky is blue because the refraction and blah blah blah.
Yeah.
A little bit more, having it be a conversation instead of like this is the fact and that's the end. And negotiator.
This is already making me want to go into a dark room.
Right. Sounds tiring. Negotiator, which is about helping a child develop self-control without killing their sense of initiative.
Oh, dear.
So, again, no pressure there.
Can we even do that for ourselves? I don't know.
Well, and I haven't read the book, obviously, but this article made it seem like I don't know, like if your kid is this kind of kid, then you need to be this kind of parent. Like not every kid is maybe asking those kind of questions, or maybe a kid already has self-control, but they need a sense of initiative. You know what I mean? Like there's a lot of variables here. Not
the same formula for every kid, apparently.
It seems to me.
A little more of this, a little less of that.
Yeah.
Multiply, divide.
And maybe if you read the whole book, They give you the exact percentages of each one.
Really? You think they do? That'd be awesome, man. All the guesswork is taken out of it. The authors of the book are Ronald F. Ferguson, who is a Harvard economist, and written along with Tatcha Robertson, who I assume is the person who actually does the writing. But that's just me as a freelance writer. Could be a much more equal partnership than that. She was her role now. Right. Anyway, so, and the interview, the article is by Jack Graham. So I've certainly played all those roles. Yeah. And, you know, the formula with my kids is a little different because I'm still playing all of those roles, even though they're in their 20s. There are still questions that come up that some kids might have got out of the way at like 5 or 7 that are just now occurring to them to ask. And I, you know, still don't have a good answer, even though they should be old enough to get the full, you know, spectrum of light thing. You know, certainly when they were little, I was also, I mean, the therapist would have been on that list. Yeah. I don't know if it's in the book, but the occupational therapist, the physical therapist, probably the psychological therapist too, from time to time. I felt like I had to be all of those things. Read many, many parenting books to facilitate that. But it's, it's hard and it makes it such a job. Like, you know, you can't just parent sort of by the seat of your pants. You have to.
Well, it's not a linear process. I mean,
you need a resume.
Yeah. I mean, and it's what everybody's version of philosopher looks like is different.
My philosophy, my child, is shut up and sit over there.
Yeah, exactly.
Commune with the great oneness of the world and leave me the heck alone.
I mean, I understand that they're kind of loosely identifying some of the roles that we take on as parents, but yeah, I because sometimes you're a negotiator when they're 15 and they want to go to a party and, you know, there's drinking involved and, you know, so, I mean, I think those roles kind of shift. Does it speak to that? I'm just kind of looking at the article right now, but like.
Is it just having to do with younger kids, maybe? I don't know. I mean, certainly we can talk about some of the roles we have as you know, parents of teens and young adults, like, you know, economic counselor, banker, lender,
fashion advisor.
Yeah, that's not a role. I think they would take that and cross that off the list. Right.
Please don't.
I tried that the other day with my daughter, and it was not well received.
It went down in flames.
No, she was actually quite nice. She just sort of, you know, sort of like, thank you for your opinion. No, what is that Ariana Grande song? Thank you. Next. I was being next pretty hard. So, and good, you know, good that she feels confident enough in herself, as long as she doesn't come back later and say, you were right, why didn't I listen to you?
Right.
Why didn't you make me
But then
do
you
what
get
you
the
said?
satisfaction of you hearing you were right.
I guess, but then I'll feel bad that I didn't push it, you know? Yes, because I feel all good, like, well, you know what? She's got her own sense of style. You go, girl. But then if it turns out it's wrong, then it's my fault that I didn't say, look, this is what the world expects. You will be embarrassed. You must do this.
Right. Yeah.
Should have crushed her spirit. So
she wouldn't be that's the thing. Why did you let me go to the house looking like this?
Yes, exactly. Yes.
If
either
you
way.
thought it looked bad, why didn't you say anything?
Right. Either way, you're pretty much toast.
Yeah.
So, you know, and that is a role too. You know, the bearer of all sins is a role that we play. Blame it on me. I will take it on.
Well,
to spare you, my child,
I found
from shame.
Particularly in the early years of my son's growth and development, I was definitely taking on more environmental type worker roles, like park ranger and zoologist.
You're still doing the zoologist thing.
Exactly.
As the dog pipes up in the background.
Yes.
The dog says, your role is getting dog treats.
Like,
go, fulfill it.
Exactly. I mean, I just felt like I had to be an expert in everything, it's like,
yes. Oh, yes.
Mom, why does this happen? Why does that happen?
Yes.
So I guess that would be, what would that be? I'd be like,
I don't know.
Well, it's kind of a philosopher, I think.
Yeah. Yeah. I definitely have a role of healthcare coordinator.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I noticed that like insurance companies have that, somebody that you can call and they'll help you find a doctor and all of that stuff. But I do that for really mostly the men in my family.
Yeah.
My daughter has been very good about, we found her a doctor of her own and she is on it. She deals with her own insurance. She makes her appointments. She goes to her appointments. She's great. But the other day, my son had to get new insurance and we're going to get him a new doctor. And so I was doing all these things and making phone calls and arranging things. And I thought, this is bad. I should make him do stuff himself. And, am I protecting him too much? Am I sheltering? And then I realized my husband makes me call for the appointments for him. My husband doesn't handle any of this stuff himself. I have to call and make doctor's appointments for the man. So it's like, I guess it's a guy thing. I don't know, but I feel like calling these places and saying, hello, this is the healthcare coordinator for the Morrow family. Can we set these things up?
I feel like there's a second book, The Formula, Unlocking the Secrets to Raising a Highly Successful Spouse or something.
That's right. I don't know. I guess it's a division of labor. As I've often said, my husband cooks and does some of the cleaning and he does a lot of stuff. So my job is to just handle everything that involves interacting with the outside world other than a job. So, but it does feel like a weight.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I was the tax accountant too. I have to do the taxes.
Well, see, and that reminds me that did you all see that meme that I sent out? Was about the husband who just goes straight to bed, falls asleep within 2 seconds, and is snoring peacefully while you're up. You go to the bathroom, lock the door, check on the kids, worry about everything that you did that day. Everything that's to come.
We share all that other stuff pretty equally, but the worrying about things is entirely my role. That is absolutely my role, is family worrier.
Mm-hmm.
Just lay your worries like you put your clothes on the chair, dump your worries on mom, and then, sweet dreams.
Mm-hmm.
I will lay there and think about things
on your
for
behalf.
you, my child, my husband.
Yes.
Well,
there's always more that we're doing, right? There's always roles that we're playing, no matter what stage we are in.
And our formula is about 10 lines long with all the calculations.
Exactly.